So 4 miles in, 4 miles out. I have a plan of where I'm going. Well, it's more concept of a plan. But I've also managed to reduce my pack weight down to 13 kilos. It's also going to be my first time hammock camping. Well, I'm out again. It's a warm one today. I'll show you the river. Bright blue. No worries about that today. No rain forecast. I'm walking again. Different place this time, different direction. About the same distance, about 4 miles. Oops, just cross over here. I don't have a site picked out today. I just have a vague idea where I might be able to get to. Whew. It's warm. I'm making more of an effort this time to look where I'm going. Having fallen the other day, made a right old mess of my knee and my arm. Sort of pulled a muscle in my arm on the way through. Don't really want to do that again. Hopefully the weather's going to stay really good all day. Right, got a long uphill stretch now, so drop the camera away for a bit and I'll tell you what's going on when I get to the other side of it. Trying to find spots between cars to actually talk. So this hike, there's a little bit on the road and a little bit on the grass verge. There is a path on the other side of the road, but it's very thin and there's lots of overhanging stuff, so it's just not worth the effort. I'm better off doing this. So that's one little hill, flat bit between the next hill. So this camp, as well as being my second ever hike in, will also be a couple of firsts. It's going to be my first hike back out. Comes a motorbike. So it's going to be my first hike back out as well. So 4 miles in, 4 miles out, which is fine. I picked up for the last one. Now apart from that, it's also going to be my first time hammock camping. I've had the hammock, a nice big tarp and stuff, for probably almost a year, maybe a little less, but the weather wasn't with me and the locations just weren't working. And it's really only now that I've decided to do this that I can expand where I could possibly hammock camp, which would be fun. So that's the first mile just gone through, which is pretty good. I'll reach the top of this little rise and then stop, have a drink, check the phone, that sort of stuff. So when I walked into the camp last week, my pack was 18 kilos without water, because I managed to get water at the stream. This time there's no water, so I've had to carry 2 litres in, but I've also managed to reduce my pack weight down to 13 kilos, which is much more manageable, and that includes the water. That's pretty good. I've also swapped out, obviously there's no tent, but I've also swapped out the quilt, the Flames Creed one, the summer quilt, rather than Zembibby, and there's no sleep mat. Oh, okay, quick break at 1.2 miles, 25 minutes, that's really good for today. Really good. Okay, I'll show you the landscape. A lot of cars. It's a Saturday. Can't help that. Let's have a drink. Not Lucasade today. It's a root beer cordial, which is nice, but again, I should have made the water colder. Oh well. Okay. Let's push on. I want to try over the summer to be a little bit more regular with the videos. It's hard work. I can't really say that I'm going to do every week. It's not practical. Family and stuff. But what I might be able to do is get out every 2 weeks and produce 2 videos at least and release them weekly. We'll see. That's the view across the valley today. Not a cloud in the sky. It's funny. I drive these roads fairly often, and you sort of don't realise quite how far things are. 4 miles doesn't sound like a lot till you walk it, even though it's nothing to most people, I should think. But to me, it's a long way. And it doesn't feel that long when you drive it. But you're also not really taking any notice of what's around you when you're driving. So this definitely has advantages and disadvantages. 1.6 miles in now. I'll have another stop at 2 miles. Another drink. Bikes. Lots of bikes. So at the minute, my pace of time per mile is about 22, which is slow, but it's about 3 minutes faster than last time. And when I got back last week, I did jump on the scales, which surprisingly still had battery life, given that they just sit in a corner and do nothing. And that apparently said that I had lost quite a significant lump of weight. Probably too much. And I don't think it's actually true. I think there was definitely a weight loss, but not much. Certainly wasn't the ridiculous number that the scales came up with. But we'll do the same when I get back from this one tomorrow. We'll have a weigh in, see where we are. I'm also doing today's walk with a bit of a foot injury. It's okay at the moment, but when I woke up I couldn't really walk on it very well, and I thought I'd have to cancel this. I don't know if that's just my brain overnight telling my body that it didn't want to do it, even though I did, and then creating a pain. Brains are funny like that. They really are. Anyway, I'm going to do the walk. I'm going to push on. I have a vague idea where I'm camping. Now, just to be upfront and honest, this is a wild camp. Previous camps, almost all, have been on permission sites, places I'm allowed to be. This one isn't. I'm not going to show you exactly where it is. I'll probably show you the vague area, but not exactly. Now, wild camping is illegal, if you want to say that, but it's illegal in a trespassing sense. So it's fairly low down the stack of trouble you would get into for wild camping. So basically it's, if you're asked to move, you move. And that doesn't matter if it's the landowner or a ranger that's asking you, you just move. It's no hardship, is it? You either move, find somewhere else, hope you don't get moved again, or you go home. Hang on. Now, as far as I can tell, being asked to move on is fairly rare. Happens, but not often. Oh, that's a lovely little stream. If I'd have known that, I might not have lugged all the water in. Oh well. What are we at? 1.98. We can have a drink now. I'll show you one of the local landmarks. the bright yellow house. Farm. Whew. 2 miles, 45 minutes, it's not bad. Well, unless you do this sort of stuff for real, in which case it's probably terrible, but that's okay. Alright, so I can't actually get to that water source, which is annoying and good to know. It's nice to know where you can and can't rely on water. Where I was last week, I can always rely on water. Where I camp, up higher on the side of the mountain, I can rely on a water source to slow down. And there is flowing water higher up, but that's not a guaranteed one. Depends on what the weather's been doing. As I said, where I'm going today is quite high. I'll check the altitude when we get there. What are we at now? 755 feet. So it's quite high off the valley floor. There is a chance, obviously, that there'll be some runoff water coming down on the banks, on the mountains, but unlikely. So, when we were kids, and I think when most of us were kids, to be honest, in the 70s, maybe in the 80s, we used to play a game. But I can see the sea. The trouble is, we got way away from the sea. Now over time, we've extended the game. Basically, you can claim the win, even if you're seeing an estuary. You know, it's a big estuary, rolls straight out to the sea. Bristol Channel, for instance. That's a win if you claim it first. First one to shout it wins. Now, we're miles away from the sea here, so we've adapted the game. And it's now called, I can see the bleep, so you have to spot a black sheep, which is surprisingly difficult. You guys know there's lots of sheep. There's something like, give or take, 3 million odd people live in Wales, and give or take, there's 9 odd million sheep a year. However, not many of them black ones. Lots of white ones. Lots of brown ones. I'll have to look. I'll look up the stats on how many black sheep versus white sheep there are. I don't know if it's a sort of a genetic throwback, fluky type thing, or from a particular breed of sheep. I don't know. Never really looked into it, but I will. Anyway, that's the game. So feel free to use it if you also no longer live anywhere near the sea, but you do live near sheep. This is why I love being in Wales. I'm walking outside the road. Van pulls up. Do you want a lift, mate? He don't know me. I don't know him. But he was nice enough to stop and ask. And you know what? If I'd have been doing something long distance, or starting to struggle maybe, that would have been very welcome. I'll tell you what else I like. I'm obviously walking side of the road here mostly, and all the motorbikes, all of them, are giving me a wide berth. They're all, 7-8 feet away from me as they come past. Only the cars for the locals are doing the same. You can absolutely tell people who aren't from the area, aren't from Wales, don't live in Wales anyway. You can absolutely tell the difference. You'll see, the 4x4s, Range Rovers, the good ones, old ones, and the Toyota Hilux and all that sort of stuff. And they're locals, they're farmers, and they give you a wide berth, and that's a sensible thing to do. And it's sensible because, as we saw last week, if you're not looking what you're doing, it's really easy to fall over. And I'm road walking here mostly. It'd be really easy to fall over right in front of something if you're not watching what you're doing. And the locals sort of know that. They see cyclists and walkers and hikers through here all the time. There's no skin off their nose to slow down a bit. Just come outside on the outside lines, move over, whatever. Just do that, please. Doesn't hurt you. The fact that you'll get to wherever you're going 3.7 seconds later don't mean anything, does it? You'll be right. That sun is blazing. Let's see if there you go. The motorbike. And exactly what I said. Arsehole cars. Definitely a tourist. Not a tourist. Not a tourist. You can tell. I found a little bit of shade. I'll sit down for 5 minutes and carry on. I've been stared at by the biggest donkey I've ever seen. Right, pushing on. It's all very well stopping for a break, but first you've got to get down to ground level, which hurts, and then when you're done, you'll go back up again, which hurts. Oh well, off we go. 2.91 miles in, probably another at least a mile. Still blazing sun. Probably shouldn't have come out in the middle of the day, but hey ho. One thing I've definitely learned is warm root beer, not so good. Warm flat root beer, very not good. Hey ho. Oh well, carry on going. Just gone through the 3 mile mark. I reckon I've got just about a mile to go. Currently on track to do it a little bit faster than last week, which is nice. As I'm walking along, I'm constantly looking for little camping spots. There's a lovely little spot here, but it's just too exposed on the side of the road. However, there might be a stream. Let's go and have a look. There is. Okay. I could probably get there if I wanted to. Which means if I do this trip again down here, I don't have to carry the 2 litres of water. As long as it's not, you know, deep middle of summer, drought wise, that should still flow. And then I've only got to carry my water for a mile or so, which would be quite an advantage. That's a little weird. On my hands swelling up. It's eased off a little bit now. I've loosened off my watch strap, but that was fun. You can see it on my ring finger there. Heat, exercise, watch strap too tight, fluids. What a combo. Okay, 3.4 miles. It's not far now. I'm off the road, although it's really not far away. And now it's just a case of finding a spot